Shaun White, the legendary snowboarder whose name has become synonymous with excellence in the halfpipe discipline, made a deeply moving and unexpected return to the Olympic halfpipe setting 4 years after officially stepping away from competitive snowboarding. This moment unfolded during the Milano Cortina Winter Olympics, where the slopes and pipes once again hosted the world's top athletes in a spectacle of winter sports prowess and emotional highs. White had retired following his participation in an earlier Winter Olympics, where he competed in what he had announced as his final games. That chapter closed with him placing respectably but without adding another medal to his already extraordinary collection, one that includes multiple gold medals from previous Olympics, making him one of the most decorated athletes in snowboarding history. His retirement was marked by tributes from fans, fellow competitors, and even celebrities who had followed his journey closely. Many saw it as the end of an era, as White had redefined what was possible on a snowboard, pushing boundaries with tricks that evolved from groundbreaking to legendary. Yet here he was, back on the halfpipe not as a competitor vying for points or a podium finish, but in a post-retirement capacity, perhaps an after-hours session or a special appearance that allowed him to reconnect with the very terrain that had shaped so much of his life. The halfpipe, with its towering walls of snow sculpted into perfect curves, stood as a silent witness to countless hours of practice, triumphs, and even setbacks that White had endured over decades. The crisp air, the sound of boards scraping against the icy surface, and the distant cheers from ongoing Olympic events all blended into a backdrop that felt both familiar and profoundly nostalgic for him. As he dropped into the pipe and rode through a series of runs, something powerful stirred within White. Observers noted how his body language shifted from the focused, athletic precision of his competitive days to something more reflective and vulnerable. Tears welled up in his eyes, glistening perhaps from the cold wind whipping across the mountain or from the rush of emotions that the return unleashed. He got teary-eyed in a way that spoke volumes about the deep personal connection he still held to this sport and this specific venue. This emotional display was not just about nostalgia for past victories, it represented the culmination of a long journey. White had dedicated his entire adult life, and much of his youth, to mastering the halfpipe. From his early days as a prodigy to becoming a household name, every rotation, every grab, and every landing had built toward those Olympic moments. Retirement had given him space to step back, reflect, and pursue other passions, but returning to the Olympic halfpipe, even informally, brought all those memories flooding back. The tears were a release, a quiet acknowledgement of how much the sport had meant to him and how much he had given to it in return. Those watching, including fellow Olympians and spectators scattered around the venue, could sense the weight of the occasion. White's return served as a poignant reminder that for many elite athletes, the bond with their discipline doesn't simply vanish upon retirement. It lingers, sometimes calling them back for one more ride, one more feel of the rush. In this case, the halfpipe at Milano Cortina became a symbolic space where past and present converged. White's emotional response highlighted the human side of a career that had often been portrayed through highlights and medals alone. The moment also resonated beyond the snow. It reminded fans and the broader public that athletes, even those who achieve superhuman feats, experience the full spectrum of human emotion. White's teary-eyed reaction captured the bittersweet nature of endings and unexpected returns. It was a celebration of legacy, a moment of gratitude for the opportunities the Olympics had provided, and perhaps a gentle farewell to a chapter that, while closed competitively, remained open in his heart. People close to the scene described how White moved through the pipe with a sense of freedom. No pressure to perform for judges, no need to chase perfection under the glare of global scrutiny. Instead, he rode for the pure joy of it, letting the flow of the run carry him. Each carve into the wall, each air above the lip, felt like a conversation with his younger self, the one who first dreamed of Olympic glory. The tears that followed were not of sadness but of profound appreciation and perhaps a touch of wonder at how far he had come.